Curriculum differentiation. What is it? Why do it? How do you do it? Jean H. Purcell, Ph.D., Connecticut State Department of Education. Email jean.purcell@po.state.ct.us. Edited and revised by Nancy Hankey. Take out a piece of paper. Looking at the quick quiz, number 1 to 6. Read each statement and mark true or false. Stop the PowerPoint and begin it again when you have completed the true and false quiz. What is differentiation? Differentiation isn't a curriculum. It's about a way of thinking about teaching and learning. Differentiation is synonymous with good teaching. Why do we differentiate? The rationale for why we are here today. If a school is to establish classrooms in which regular classroom teachers effectively address needs of academically diverse learners, intensive and sustained staff development will be required. Teachers need assistance in developing a rationale for differentiated instruction, help and support in unlearning entrenched patterns of whole class instruction, which assume that all students need to learn the same information in the same way, at the same time, and over the same duration, and ongoing support as they develop new ways to think about their students and instruction. There is a need for concrete assistance in enacting differentiation. We need somebody to sit down with us regularly and show us ways to do this with our own grade level curriculum. It makes no sense at all until you start using it. We need somebody who can work with us in our classrooms on differentiation. We need accessible on-site leadership. By Carol Ann Tomlinson, Deciding to Differentiate in Middle School, One School's Journey, Gifted Child Quarterly, Volume 39, Number 2, Spring of 1995. Differentiation in a nutshell. What is it? It's curriculum, differentiated according to content, process, and product. It's a student. And how do we differentiate with the student? It's readiness, their interests, as well as their learning style. Students differ in experience, readiness, interest, intelligence, language, culture, gender, and mode of learning. As one elementary teacher noted, children already come to us differentiated. It just makes sense that we would differentiate our instruction in response to them. A differentiated classroom will have a combination of teacher-directed, teacher-selected activities, and learner-centered, learner-selected activities, whole class instruction, small group instruction, and individual instruction. A working definition of differentiation is, differentiation has come to mean consistently using a variety of instructional approaches to modify content, process, and/or products in responses to learning, readiness, and interests of academically diverse students. Carol Ann Tomlinson, The Differentiated Classroom. In essence, classrooms that ignore students' differences are unlikely to maximize the potential in any student who differs significantly from the norm. This is an issue even in homogeneous classrooms, where students' variance is inevitably great. So to ensure student growth, teachers need to make modifications for students, rather than assume students must modify themselves to fit the curriculum. In fact, children do not know how to differentiate their own curriculum successfully. When differentiating instruction, the three most important questions to continually ask yourself are: what do I want my students to know, understand, and be able to do? What will I do instructionally to get my students to learn this? And how will my students show what they know? So why do we differentiate? Most students, even those involved in special programming, spend the vast majority of their time in regular classrooms. By Alan Stocko, Meeting the Needs of the Gifted Throughout the School Day, Techniques for Curriculum Compacting. Students vary in readiness, interest, and learning style. Carol Ann Tomlinson, The Differentiated Classrooms. Classrooms grounded in best practice education and modified to be responsive to student differences benefit virtually all students. Differentiation addresses the needs of struggling as well as advanced learners. It addresses the needs of students for whom English is a second language, and students who have strong learning style preferences. It addresses gender differences and cultural differences. It pays homage to the truth that we are not born to become a replica of one another. So what is readiness? Readiness is a student's entry point relative to a particular understanding or skill. To help students grow, we must begin where the child is. Some children, particularly those who have already had early learning opportunities, begin school with well-developed skills and considerable understandings of various topics. Other students arrive as true beginners and need basic instruction and additional practice. What is interest? This refers to the child's affinity, curiosity, or passion for a particular topic or skill. The advantage to grouping by interest is it allows students to attach what they have been learning in class to things they've already find relevant and interesting and appealing in their own lives. Learning profile has to do with how students learn. Some of us are visual learners, some auditory learners, or some kinesthetics. Students also vary in the amount of time they need to master a skill or learn a concept. How students learn can be shaped by their environment, the social organization, emotional climate, psychological factors. As Howard Gardner suggests, even if we could figure out how to make everyone a brilliant violinist, an orchestra also needs top quality musicians who play woodwinds, brass, percussion, and strings. Differentiation is about high quality performance for all individuals and giving students the opportunity to develop that particular strength. What goals are we trying to achieve through differentiation? Increased academic learning, increased confidence in learning, enhanced intrinsic motivation for learning, self-directed learning behaviors. Differentiated instruction offers the learner a variety of techniques which create a change in the teaching or learning process in one of the following ways. It provides students with diverse methods of acquiring knowledge. We're not teaching one method. 2, it provides students with a wide variety of strategies to aid them in deepening their understanding of the acquired knowledge and provide them with different ways of retaining that new material and ideas. And number 3, it also provides students with a variety of assessments, ensuring that all students within one class setting can demonstrate their level of mastery of a skill, regardless of their individual differences, abilities, and needs. Those are the goals we're trying to achieve. So why does it work? Differentiation increases the match between what the student is and what they are to learn. How? Zona proximal development, varying levels of scaffolding, varying degrees of challenge, varying degrees of autonomy, optimal learning. We are providing instruction that is fair for all learners. And what is fair? Is every student doing the same learning activity at the same time? No. We are scaffolding instruction. We are providing a variety of activities to meet the needs of each student. Does fair always mean the same? Think about this. You go into a local garage. Your car has a very bad muffler. The mechanic takes a look at it. He soon comes out and says to you, "Your car's be ready in an hour. We'll put the tires on then." You say, "I don't need tires, I need a new muffler." The mechanic says, "This week, it's tires. It wouldn't be fair to put a muffler on because this is the week of tires." It's the same with our students. What is fair for one may not be fair for another. We need to find out what is the best learning experiences for our children. Research supports differentiation. We think, learn, and create in different ways. Intelligence is fluid. It's not fixed and therefore cannot be amplified. And learning is more natural. Learning is social. What gets differentiated? The teacher can modify content, process, or product. Content is what we want students to know, facts and information, understand, principles, generalizations, ideas, and be able to do, skills. Content is differentiated when we pre-assess students' skill and knowledge and then match the learners with appropriate activities according to readiness. An example of assessment driving instruction. Content is also differentiated when you give student choices about topics to explore in greater depth, or when you provide students with basic and advanced resources that match their current levels of understanding. Diane Heacock, Differentiating Instruction in the Regular Classroom. Differentiation means tailoring instruction to meet individual needs. Whether the teacher differentiates content, process, product, or the learning environment, the use of ongoing assessment and flexible groupings make this a successful approach to instruction. How do we differentiate content? We use multiple textbooks and supplementary print materials. We use varied videos and computer programs. We provide learning contracts, interest centers. We have a support system of audio tape, study partners and reading buddies, mentors. We compact. Phase 1, we assess the student. Phase 2, the teacher sets up a plan. And Phase 3, teacher and student design a project. The process of differentiation is the how of teaching. Process refers to the activities that you design to help students think about and make sense of the key principles and information of the content they are learning. Process also calls on students to use key skills that are integral to the unit. When differentiating process, students are engaged in different activities, but each activity should be directed to the lesson's common focus on what students should come to know, understand, and be able to do. All students are engaged in meaningful and respectful tasks. Carol Ann Tomlinson. What does meaningful and respectful tasks mean? That all children have tasks, have activities that are meaningful. Meaning, not all worksheets are given to our challenge learner versus project-based learning given to our accelerated. How do we differentiate process? Tiered assignments, learning centers, interactive journals and learning logs, graphic organizers. Products are the way students show what they have learned or extend what they have learned. How do students show us mastery of content? These products can be differentiated along a continuum, simple to complex, less independent to more independent, clearly defined problems to fuzzy problems. Suggestions for developing successful product assignment. 1. Product assignments should cause students to rethink, apply, and expand all the key concepts. This is an example of higher Bloom taxonomy. 2. Products call for more thought and ingenuity when they are based on issues, concepts, or problems rather than on the topics. 3. Product assignments should necessitate and support creativity. 4. As much as possible, design the assignment so that it facilitates students using the knowledge, skills, and working processes of a professional in that particular field to complete the product. Again, higher Bloom application. 5. Stress planning. By using structure such as timeline, check-in dates, process logs, ensure that students actually use the entire block of time allotted to the product. 6. Encourage and support the use of varied forms of expression and varied technologies. 7. Whenever possible, design the product to be used and responded to by someone other than the teacher, even a classmate. 7. Set a clear standard of high expectation. 8. Balance clear directions that support success with freedom of choice, that supports individuality of interest and learning profile. 9. Acknowledge varied readiness levels by developing variations on a theme, differentiated versions of a product that are likely to challenge a full range of readiness levels. And last, use evaluation by peers, self and teacher, during and at the end of the project to promote success. By Caroline Tomlinson, Differentiating Instruction for Mixed Ability Classroom. Well, we're back to the quiz. Take out a piece of paper, number 1 to 6, read each statement, and mark true or false. How do your answers differ from the ones at the beginning of the PowerPoint? Submit your paper to your instructor. Thank you.